I want to do something else now very quickly related to the whole Hillary fainting at the 9/11 memorial situation. And then I'm basically going to consider this over and done with until, if and until we get Hillary Clinton's medical records, which she says she's going to release. We did the bigger analysis of where the Clinton campaign misstepped on the handling of the Hillary fainting incident in New York City over the weekend. I want to address one other really specific issue that has been kind of blowing up since last night. Last night, Hillary Clinton went on CNN's Anderson Cooper show. And while she was speaking to Anderson Cooper, she said she had had these incidents where she either felt faint or fainted a few times. Okay, I'm going to play the clip for you here. People's heads are exploding over what Hillary Clinton said here. Let's take a look together and then discuss it.
Let me ask you, your husband said tonight in an interview with Charlie Rose, he said, quote, rarely on more than one occasion over the last many, many years, the same sort of things happened to her, meaning you, when she got severely dehydrated. Can you say how many times over the course of the last, say, 5 years you've been dehydrated and gotten dizzy? I know you passed out, hit your head back in 2012, which led to the concussion. How often has this happened?
Oh, I think really only twice that I can recall. You know, it is something that has occurred a few times over the course of my life, and you know, I'm aware of it and usually can avoid it.
Yeah, this is not objectively a health concern. I mean, it's just not. Some are saying, well, she's fainting because she's hiding the fact that she has Parkinson's. Well, that's completely unproven speculation, right? But objectively speaking, just fainting is not necessarily a health concern. I admit I've fainted a few times in my life. When I tell people about it, they say, really? Well, did you get checked out? And the answer is, of course, yes. And it has not been, knock on wood or lucite, it has not been connected to any broader health issue. Some people have this tendency, right? When I was in sixth grade, I got up very quickly to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, fainted, ended up with a huge bruise on my chin. My teacher, I could tell, was really thinking I was getting beaten up at home, because who believes that, oh, I just fainted going to the bathroom in the middle of the night? But I did. That's really what happened. Got checked out. Doctor said, just have to sit on the side of the bed for, 30 seconds before standing up. When I was in eighth grade, I had a fever, flu-like symptoms. I was clearly doing too much because I didn't want to be just sitting around sick. And I fainted. Same thing again. And I remember being in 10th or 11th grade, a similar incident where I got up very quickly to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. These are called vasovagal incidents, and I fainted there. I really take care not to do that at night. And the scariest one I had was actually 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know that I've ever mentioned this. On a flight to Lisbon in Portugal, I actually fainted twice on the plane. And it was a completely insane situation. I woke up sort of in the middle of the night, and relatively short flight from the East Coast to Lisbon. And I wasn't feeling quite right. And I got up and I went to the back of the plane and asked for some water, and I came back and sat down. I had this like undefinable sense of not feeling quite right. And I remember in an instant, basically waking back up and feeling that feeling of not really having fallen asleep, but just there's like a gap in time. And my girlfriend, who was sitting next to me, said it was basically 3 to 5 seconds. And it immediately happened again just after that. Never figured out what caused it. Went to the doctor when I got back, said maybe it was something, the food that was served that caused a weird reaction. Ran all sorts of tests. Long story short, not determined to be connected to any broader health issue. So is this about presenting my medical records to the audience? Absolutely not. But what I am doing is just telling you a story to make the point that fainting in and of itself is not indicative of any particular condition. And we will ultimately see what Hillary Clinton releases this week. But the people freaking out, Hillary Clinton remembers fainting or feeling faint a few times. What does that tell us about anything? It tells us absolutely nothing. I've talked about how people of all ages, but particularly millennials, are owning cars less and participating more in the sharing economy. And one of the more popular options is Zipcar, which gets you a car when you want it, when you need it. They offer all sorts of cars, SUVs, hybrids, whatever you need. It includes insurance and it includes gas. You just pay for the time that you actually use the car, and you can reserve the car online from your smartphone over the phone. Then you unlock it with your Zip card. Each car share member reduces their personal CO2 emissions by between 1,100 and 1,600 pounds per year. For our audience, Zipcar is offering $25 of free driving credit if you sign up at joinzipcar.com/David. Support our show, reduce your carbon emissions and your spending on cars. Sign up at joinzipcar.com/David.